let's go to Carm for the Vegas Golden Knights and the Nashville Predators. I'm looking forward to hearing what the guys have to say about this one. We've got a lot of really tight games here, as the odds are most certainly reflecting that, as you can see in the graphic there. Minus 110 here for Vegas and Nashville. Total at 6, leaning towards the under. What do you think here in this one, Carm? I mean, is it a spot? You talk about getting on teams before streaks, right? Do you think that people are really down on Vegas right now? I mean, I've already been called out by our comment section on YouTube and Apple and Spotify for the fact that I'm just always picking on Nashville, apparently. But do you think that this Vegas team is just not playing to their capability right now, or do you think that that is who they are for the time being with the injuries they've suffered?
Well, first of all, you probably get you're given a hard time on those platforms because I think you called Nashville Vegas if you're Ned Flanders. So it could be something to do with that, Andrew. But give the team a little bit of respect. With that said, you didn't say that, but with that
mid.
said, Andrew, this line, I'm just confused. I'm befuddled, to use a different word, by this line. It opened up at minus 120 for Nashville. Some Vegas money has driven it down to, again, minus 110 both ways. Circa actually has Vegas as the favorites in this game, the only book on our live lines that has Vegas. And the reason it's odd is because you look at Nashville and, they went into the All-Star break having won 5 of their last 6, beating the Devils, the Jets, the Kings, and the Calgary Flames. Some very good teams there. And then you look at Vegas, they can't seem to score a goal. They've literally lost 4 straight. Jack Eichel gets called out. The people in Vegas are getting a dosage of what happened in Buffalo with Jack Eichel. He sort of disconnects sometimes. The guy, he's got a ton of talent, but he just disconnects from the team at times, and he's not having a very good run at it over the last few weeks for this team. I haven't looked at his stats, but I think he's failed to score in maybe 8 or 9 games. This is a team that has lost 7 of their last 8 games, and there's money coming in on Vegas thus far. I'm more in tune with taking the under in this game. Vegas has gone under the total 6 of the last 7 games is because they're not scoring any goals. It should be Thompson and Saros, the number ones for both team and goal tonight, because neither team plays tomorrow. So you don't have to worry about their number 2 playing tonight because they need their number 1 tomorrow. We should see the starters for these teams. I'm more in tune with, because I can't figure out the line and why the betting is coming in on Vegas, and maybe it is the right move, but I'm going to take the under in this game. Under 6 is my play here. Buster?
Well, Carmine, I kind of actually agree with the money coming in on Vegas. I like Vegas in this one, especially at 110. I know Vegas hasn't really played well at all, but I think we talk about this all the time after the All-Star break. There's teams that are going to have to step it up, and a lot of the better teams will. Is Vegas one of the better teams? Well, we're going to find that out this next month. That's for sure. They really need the break. They lost 4 straight going into the break. Nashville, they probably did not want to see that break. I think they were playing their best hockey that they played all year. They'd won 5 of their last 6. But you know what? Vegas has got Nashville's number. That's all you can say. They've won 5 of their last 6. Already beat them 5-4 this season. I know that was in Vegas, but still. I like Vegas here at the price. Yeah, I mean, it was even money. I think, like you said, Vegas is now people are betting Vegas. But as for the total, it's a tough one, real tough. 6 is the right number if you ask me. The over's gone 6 of 8 to the over these last 8 meetings between the clubs. But to me, this is kind of, I could see a 4-3 game just as easy as I could see a 3-1 game. Carmine mentioned Thompson and Saros in net. So, I mean, yeah, you can see a very low-scoring game in this. That's for sure. Really want no part of this total. But, yeah, like Vegas in this one myself, I think you're going to see them get on a little bit of a run here.
This is the time in the NHL season that it's really exciting to find out, who are the contenders and who are the pretenders, who are the teams you can really take seriously. And all these games, they slowly start to add up, guys. And we're going to learn more and more each day, which is why on the show, So kind of like Wager Talk today, Carm and I are going to start just discussing at the start what we learned from the night before, some takeaways that we had. And I think people out there watching will appreciate it because, you guys can share your thoughts in the comments section about the games before or the games that are going on tonight, because each night it's a chance for teams to prove themselves here. And I agree, Buster, that it seems like it's been a one-sided matchup between these two clubs. It seems like you're getting a pretty good price here on Vegas. I'm going to just stick with the under here, guys, in this game. Actually, I think that we've seen 4 straight games go under for the Vegas Golden Knights. The Nashville Predators, I think that I will admit it. I've been wrong about this team this year for some of their games where they showed they have the offensive capability to put up numbers, but I still don't think they're that team, to get up and over, to get 7 goals, 8 goals in their games consistently. They're a team with a very good goaltender, a very big and stacked blue line with the great defenders, and some guys on offense that can put the puck in. So I think that this game has 3-2 written all over it, 3-1. I'm not going to pick a side. I just hope the under cashes. So Carm, I don't really know what the reverse on that Pavlo saying would be, but it'd be like, I don't care who wins, I just want a really shitty game. Give me the
Yeah,
under,
no,
man.
I don't care who wins. I just want the under to come in, and
Yeah.
that's it works both ways for the over and the under. And and us discussing moving forward, just for 2 or 3 minutes at the beginning of the show, what we liked, what we hated, what we were surprised about the previous night is always a good thing. The one thing that always kind of irks me is where you know uh, is when people talking about being on the right side, and they equate being on the right side with the team that won is the right side. That's not always true, and I because there are sometimes there's forces at play, something that happens at the end of the game that turns a winning bet into a losing bet. We've seen it happen. The Dallas game last night, I talked about the expected goals. At the end, the goalies stood on their heads, but the expected goals were 8.5 in a game that finishes 3-2 in a shootout. Don't change. Use websites like a Natural Stat Trick to check the stats the next day, to basically quantify or look at your plays from the night before and say, was I on the right play? Did it not go my way? And so forth. In an NFL game, at the end of the game, if the team is losing by 5 and they are +7 and they start to lateral the ball with no time left and the other team takes it into the end zone, you were unlucky. You had the right team. One stupid play decided whether you won or lost. This is the point I'm trying to make is, don't deviate from your plan in learning to bet this game, by just taking your losses and saying, I was wrong. Let me move on to the next one. Actually, look at the box scores the next day if you haven't watched the game, and learn from it and sort of move forward. But that's not an old man yelling at the clouds moment, Andrew. That is just letting people know that if you want to get better at this game, just use stats, use analytics, and use the eye test, which is probably the most important to decide whether you were on the right or wrong side.
Yeah, I did a little video too about just a couple tips NHL betting, and yesterday I talked about recent form. I think it really is applicable on every single sport. You guys don't know how many times like I'll have like people just talk to me, or I'll be talking to buddies of mine. We're talking about like college hoops, for example, and they'll say, "Wow, this team is ranked this, like the other team is ranked this. This has to be a blowout." Rankings don't mean anything. Standings don't mean anything. It's all about how they've played recently. What have you done for me lately? Is kind of what we all like to say. So I think that's definitely true when it comes to sports and kind of using that eye test. And I like what you said, Buster. That was kind of your rant moment when you said, I don't do analytics. I watch the games. He's like, I've got a bunch of TVs. I don't need to look at this stuff. I watch the game. So I respect it. I'm a watcher just like you. I learn the game through watching. It helps me with my handicap. And, sometimes the analytics can tell you stuff you might not have seen. But when it comes down to it, it's nice to just watch the games and learn from there. And that's why I said that I think the Bo Horvat's going to fit in well with the Islanders, man, because I watched that entire game and that chemistry looked pretty good.